Who do you live for, and what's your evidence for that being true? Today is Wednesday, November 20th. Got 20 miles to do today. I'm 8.85 miles in. This is the first real flurry. Now, we did have snow here in Minnesota in the Twin Cities on October 30th, just as we did last year. And I would say today is the first real snow because it's cold. Let's get into the thought of the day. When we look at culture today, we see this progression towards idolizing individuals and, oh, it's a little bit wet over here. Idolizing the self-indulgence and the high pleasure, self-pleasure. And we prop up people like the hot pool girl and people who, I don't know her name, but there's a woman who slept with over 100 guys in 24 hours. Like, we prop those people up as successful. And I get it. We live in a life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness culture. But we also live in the most lonely, depressed, anxious, and suicidal culture known to mankind in recent history. And so, is that pursuit of happiness really making us happy? Is putting our faith, in quotes, in worldly things that we know at their ends, they don't make us happy. There's no eternal glory, there's no eternal love in the things that we put our faith into. And I'm not here to judge. I have to, one, recognize when I am judging, because I fall victim to that all the time. And you know what, I'm not a victim of it, it's a choice. And I'm trying to wash myself of that. But, so that's first and foremost. I am not perfect. I fall all too often to sin and judging others and thinking my way is the right way and your way is the wrong way. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to point out that there is a standard that we have allowed to run rampant, and as a product of that, or a byproduct of that, we're seeing so much hopelessness and people being lost and questioning, why is it even worth me being on this earth anymore? And I think that we just gotta stop and say, what are we doing? Is what we're doing really the best way forward? You know, I have a friend back home in Chicago who is going through a fitness journey. You know, actually, I'm going to talk about my experience. You know, but when I first got into running, I didn't know who I was. I used running as a way to get to know myself and try and seek validation through accolades, through my achievement. And the more that I did, the more recognition I got from other people. And what I've only come to know more recently is that I'm no more or less valuable today than I was when I started this running journey. I have been valuable the same amount the whole time, because I, just like you, are made in the image of God. And I don't take other people recognizing that as them valuing me more, but more so seeing that as them recognizing the consistent work that I've done to progress in a certain discipline like running. And so it's not that people are valuing me more, although some may, and that's wrong of them. I'm not more valuable, I'm not a better person. I might be more knowledgeable in running, I might be more skilled in running, but I'm not more valuable as a human being because I'm a better runner. That's crazy, but it's also something that I thought would be true when I first started running. And now I see it more as like, okay, the recognition is more of like people validating the fact that I put in consistent work, that I put in work to grow knowledge and skill and all those extra things. But my value is, as a human, has not changed. And so if I can hold that, like, what do I live for? You know, when I started this running journey, what I lived for was the validation of other people. My audience was potential sponsors, or maybe other more seasoned veteran runners to look at me and be, wow, this young kid he's on the right track. He's going to be the next up and comer. That's who I lived for. But ever so slightly, ever more recently, I've become more aware, with the help of some great men in my life, that my audience isn't man, my audience is with God. And when my audience is with God, how I speak, how I act, what I see, what I think about, God is there with me. God is judging me in that, but God is also loving me in that. And with that, I'm set free. I'm at peace. I can walk with the Lord. And that's has changed everything for me. Has changed everything for me. Is understanding who is my audience. And if my audience is God, then how can I speak in a way that is kind, is justified, is righteous, but is spoken with love? And I tell you right now, I'll reiterate it, I fail at this every dang day. Every day I fail at this. For anyone who lifts with me in the morning, when I'm tired and my emotions can be easily triggered, I fail at this every day. But it doesn't make it any less true. I heard this today, and I'll close with this. Someone said, the best part about the Bible, the best part about the Word of God, is it's true no matter if you believe it or you don't.